right now.
We start with some late-breaking news on the city's west side. At least 7 people have been arrested following a multi-agency raid at 2 homes.
This happening within the last hour at a neighborhood on West Commerce and Bellcross Street. According to DART unit officials, 2 homes in that neighborhood had a history of code concerns and criminal activity that the city could no longer ignore. Upon further investigation, it was found that the homes had utilities illegally connected. During a warrant search, officials with West Safe arrested 7 people and recovered several weapons from the homes. Police will continue their investigation before announcing the charges these people will face. This is clearly a developing story, and we'll continue to follow it online and on air as more information comes into us.
Look out there with live cam. Such a nice morning, smelling the rain and looking at the raindrops on the ground. And clouds are kind of sticking around, Sarah.
And we've got rain on the radar right now for the first time in a while. Now, it's not a lot, okay? Take a look at your screens. Here's the Authority radar. You can see that we've got a few showers passing through San Antonio, few and far between, but there is one healthier shower that's working its way just north of 1604 toward 281 there. And elsewhere, as we zoom out a little bit more, you can see that we've got some additional showers popping up in Atascosa County moving north. These are very fast moving, quick, brief shower, and then they're on their way. The chance for the rest of the day is only about 20%. You can see that we're also seeing plenty of breaks in the clouds as well. So there is some sun getting through. It's going to be a pretty warm afternoon. We'll be warming up later on today. But as we look ahead to the forecast, just know that we do have a 30% chance for showers and storms, a little bit more coverage than what we're seeing right now Wednesday night and to start off Halloween. But what about your trick-or-treat forecast? What do your kids need to have ready to go for trick-or-treating? I'll be letting you know that coming up in just a bit. Courtney.
See the rain. Thank you, Sarah. Well, new at noon, police are trying to piece together what happened after a father found his 30-year-old son with multiple gunshot wounds. Officers were called out to investigate a shooting around 10 this morning on the west side. They say the victim was on Prosperity Drive, not far from Old Highway 90 and Highway 151. We're told someone shot the man 3 times. His father told police he heard his son call out for help, and that's when his dad found him outside hurt. SAPD says the father told them he didn't see anything, but he did say he heard at least 1 gunshot. The man is in critical condition in the hospital right now. And though police say he's been responding to some questions, they say he's not cooperating with the investigation. So at this point, they tell us they can't even say for sure where the shooting happened.
Well, the punishment phase for a man found guilty of murder and aggravated assault yesterday continues today. A jury convicted Jordan Eaton of shooting and killing Valentin Gonzalez back in December of 2022. Now, Gonzalez and his wife were shot at by Eaton after the wife, Brittany Gonzalez, was petting Eaton's dog. Now, Brittany Gonzalez wasn't injured in that shooting, and in court this morning, Eaton was emotional as friends and family took the stand in his defense.
He's just, a kind soul, like everybody's mentioned. He would come give us hugs. He would, just always have a smile on his face regardless of what was going on. Our family doesn't take that lightly, and neither does Jordan. We don't dismiss what happened. We don't dismiss the loss.
Well, the jury will decide punishment. Eaton faces anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison. We will have more on this case later this afternoon.
Teacher safety. It's a growing problem, and our KSAT Investigates team has been digging into it for months now. The widow of educator Alfred Jimenez tells our Daniela Ibarra she believes her husband's life could have been saved.
In February, Northside ISD says he was redirecting a student. During that interaction, the district says Mr. Fred fell and hurt his head. Mr. Fred was hospitalized and later died.
I was there every day for 10 days, and I'd never left his side. We prayed the rosary every day because he loved the rosary.
The medical examiner ruled Jimenez's death as a homicide, but the student who caused Jimenez's death isn't facing any charges. That's something Margot agrees with.
This person was my husband's favorite student in his room where he took care of him. He loved him to pieces. I would never blame this student, never.
She says the blame lies with decision makers.
He never should have been murdered like he was at school. He was shoved, pushed, whatever you want to call it. He's dead now. because the school districts and the state won't do anything. I don't care what it takes. Something has to be done.
And Daniela has spent months combing through this data. So tonight on the Night Beat, she's going to lay out what she found.
Well, if you live in Helotes, you might want to keep your eyes out for some wildlife.
The Bexar County Sheriff's Office came out to the area last night after getting a call about a large, long-tailed cat. The Sheriff's Office says they got a call from someone who spotted the cat near the 10,400 block of Foxen Way. That's North Bexar County near Highway 16 in Helotes. That neighbor described it as a large, long-tailed, dark-colored cat. Oddly enough, this isn't the first time we've heard about a possible large cat sighting in that area.
Well, check this out. This video was shared back in May by someone we spoke with during an episode of Know My Neighborhood. So the people who live in Scenic Loop Helotes Creek Alliance tell us that their surveillance camera caught this cat in the wild and happened to identify it as a pet, which was not the case.
Yeah, we don't know about those other ones. That one does not look like a pet. While the reports, we don't know that the cats in this video are the same cats with the Sheriff's Office, but the Sheriff's Office did put an alert out about last night. And the Sheriff's Office says deputies did not find any big cat, so people need to be extra cautious when going outside in that area.
But what do you do if you do find an injured wildlife animal? Well, since the 1970s, an organization right here in the Alamo City has been helping heal wildlife and set them back into the wild. So it's a place we have told you about before, and as Patty Santos tells us, the nonprofit just recently moved into its new and permanent home, and she got a peek.
We're standing in a brand new facility, our Roger and Phyllis Sherman Animal Care Complex here in San Antonio.
The new intake facility in San Antonio is located right across the street from Hobby Middle School near Vance Jackson and Heapner.
We had about 1,300 square feet at our previous location, and now we're about 3,000 square feet.
The facility now has twice the amount of space for staff and volunteers to comfortably rehabilitate thousands of wild animals each year.
The animals that will be served here are usually can fit in the palm of your hand. Squirrels, ducklings, birds, cottontail rabbits.
The nonprofit moves larger animals to its Candelia location, but more space in San Antonio means smaller animals like squirrels, cottontails, and birds don't have to be driven nearly an hour away, saving the staff time and money.
Our animal care workers will come and do the food preparation here, and sometimes they'll do the feedings here as well.
The building is a former attorney's office. Over $1 million have been invested into the property to accommodate the staff and animals. Outside, they will have a storage building and a quiet room for anxiety-prone animals and an aviary.
This was built specifically for us. We had a contractor design it.
So these are like birds that were injured here that you would usually have to take up to Candelia to rehabilitate, but they can now stay here.
Right, they'll be here on site to rehabilitate and then eventually be re-released back into the wild.
Further back, there's another building for office and training space. The hope is to round up more volunteers.
We love our volunteers. We are a volunteer-driven organization. We always are in need of volunteers. So as much as we get the word out and recruit more people who want to work with animals, care about the organization, want to learn more about us, absolutely, we would love that.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Well, just a note, the organization gets zero funding from city, county, or federal agencies, so everything they get is from private or corporate donations. Volunteers are needed every day of the year, so you can learn how to sign up on our website, ksat.com.
All right, Bexar County voters still coming out by the thousands to early vote. And as you plan your visit to the polls this noon, we're reminding you about some do's and some don'ts.
Well, it's a yearly tradition, and it's back again. What you can expect from the Raul Jimenez dinner this year.
Day of the Dead is a merger of two traditions, Mexico's indigenous customs and Christianity.
But the only thing that has changed is that it's not anymore a pagan celebration. It is a Christian celebration together with the whole church celebrating All Souls Day.
This merger began when the first missionaries arrived after the Spanish conquest, and they needed a plan.
It was a humongous task that then they said, let's just take their custom, but make it Christian. So they took everything that they had for their cult of the dead, but Christianize it. That is why the Day of the Dead is celebrated in Mexico very differently to any other parts of the Catholic world.
The combining of traditions did bring change. The natives' month-long celebration was shortened.
They said, no, it's going to be only one day, which is the official day of the church, the 2nd of November.
The shift to Christianity occurred in very troubling times, and it was difficult for both sides. A miracle was needed.
Then something happened, the event of Guadalupe. Guadalupe appearing as an Indian woman, she was probably the most important or central element of evangelization and accepting Christianity in the New World.
So important that to this day, you'll find her placed atop most altars during Day of the Dead.
And just a reminder, if you didn't make it out to this past weekend's Muertos Fest, we will air a special broadcast of the event tomorrow night. So that will start at 7, and you can find it on all of our KSAT platforms, including KSAT Plus and KSAT.com.
Well, even though Halloween isn't even here yet, organizers with the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner are already getting ready to give more than 25,000 San Antonians a place to eat on the holiday.
Well, as the dinner celebrates 45 years, our Devin Karp spoke with Raul's daughter and one volunteer who took a look back at its history, and they're working hard to make sure it stays around for the next 45 years.
I'm proud of being part of this for 30 years, and kind of wish I was here from the first.
Since 1994, in rain or shine, Sean Allen has been volunteering, delivering, serving, and most of all, caring about the people eating dinner at the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner.
The welcomeness of the families, meeting the different people that you've seen but you didn't actually know, the smiles, millions and millions of smiles.
Starting in 1979, the Raul Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner has fed thousands every year, something his daughter Patricia says would make him smile if he could see today.
He would be very proud of us as a family, but even more proud of the community for stepping up every year to ensure that nobody goes hungry.
It's one of the largest Thanksgiving meals in the country, and it's expecting to feed more than 25,000 people this year. However, it needs more than 4,000 volunteers to make it happen. Mayor Ron Nirenberg was joined by Patricia and partners from Walmart to announce volunteer registration is now open. Sean is looking for the next generation of volunteers to train, making sure that the dinner sticks around for the next 45 years and beyond.
I would tell anybody, just come and check it out for yourself. It's either going to grab a hold of you and not let go, or it's going to be something you enjoy for the day and go home with a happy face.
Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Sarah, it's raining a little bit. A little bit. And look at the airport. It looks like it's raining.
Is it
there
weird
too.
if we tear up a little bit?
Honestly, I feel like tearing up right now. Because it's beautiful. It's so gorgeous to see even just a little bit of rain on the radar. Not much, but we do have some showers moving through Bulverde at the moment. And near Bernie, you can see we've also got one approaching the downtown area. So maybe we'll get some rain here at KSAT in downtown. Yeah, a 20% chance for the rest of the day for a stray shower. The aquifer needs a drink of water. This is not really going to help it out. These are just a few streamer showers. It's down 0.3 foot over the last 24 hours. However, even a little bit of rain sometimes causes molds to go up. Molds, ragweed, and pigweed are low today. Today and tomorrow, spotty showers. For Halloween, slightly better rain chances as a front stalls to our north, but it's looking still okay for trick-or-treating. I've got your trick-or-treat need to know coming up, and next week, we're eyeing a cold front. I've got those details in just a few. All right, during the break, Courtney showed us her daughter's awesome cute Halloween costume.
I'm gonna have to post it.
Yes,
she's a
unicorn,
but it lights up.
Let me tell you,
her excitement. Yeah, her excitement about it makes the costume even more wonderful than it already is.
I'll post it on social because you guys are so cute. They had to ask how the surprise went. It went well, and I will say, as a parent, taking a little one out for trick or treating on Halloween, I don't care if it's raining.
Yeah, that's right.
She's staying in it.
There you go. And even if there's a little bit of a few showers, that really shouldn't stop anybody. Right. But that's also like an off chance right now.
Okay,
so
good to know.
During trick-or-treating, only about a 20% chance for a shower. But also, we've got a 20% chance out there right now. Yeah. And you can see on the radar that we do have a few showers. Now, these are quick splash and dash showers, moving through very quickly. And you can see that we've even got one moving through the downtown San Antonio area right now. I'm going to go ahead and pause this so that we can go zoom into some of the neighborhoods that are getting some decent rain. Hey, Castroville, just to the east of downtown Castroville, right along 90, we're seeing a good shower fall between Lacoste and Castroville. And then around San Antonio, we've got this one healthy downpour that's falling just inside of 410 approaching Highland Park. In fact, we can get some streets here. You can see right on Dollarhide Avenue, some decent quick showers falling there. And then we've also got a few moving through areas like Bernie and Bulverde at the moment. Let's go ahead and take a look at how much rain has fallen just within the last 12 hours. You can really see which neighborhoods have benefited from the rainfall and which have missed out completely. Very streaky in nature on the west side of Bexar County, just to the west of SeaWorld in Leon Valley, areas like Helotes near Bernie and Bulverde as well. Bulverde, how much rain did you clock in? Well, about a little bit more than 1,500 hundredths. Now, what we're going to be watching very carefully is if we see any rain fall at the rain gauge at the San Antonio International Airport. So far, nothing. And until we get rain falling at the San Antonio International Airport, we essentially are still going to be continuing our streak without measurable rain at San Antonio. So keep your fingers crossed for some of that rain to fall at the airport. Through about 3 o'clock, we're going to have a 20% chance for a stray shower. Rain chances come down a little bit later tonight. And then when we look at our high temperature, it's still going to be a warm day, 86 degrees in San Antonio. Another 20% chance tomorrow for a few streamer showers like what we're seeing right now. And then we see our rain chances come up to about 30% on Wednesday and night and Thursday. So let's talk about the reason why. Well, there's a cold front that is set up a little bit to the west here, and you can see even some snowfall around places in the Rockies. That cold front, colder air behind it, take a look at that, 40 in Boise, Idaho, 43 in Salt Lake City. Unfortunately, that front is not going to make it to San Antonio. So it's still going to be pretty warm. You can see a few isolated showers tomorrow. That front will approach San Antonio early Thursday morning. This is 6 o'clock Thursday morning. You can see a broken line of showers and maybe a storm across the hill country. And then as that front approaches, it's going to stall out. And we'll still see 1 or 2 isolated showers or storms by the evening hours, but a lot less coverage on that. So when we look at Halloween high temperatures, it's still going to be warm in San Antonio. That front is not going to move through. But up in the hill country, it could be in the low 70s if that front pushes far enough south. So what do you need to know for trick-or-treating? First of all, sunsets at 6:48, so keep that in mind. As far as temperatures go, it's still going to be warm in San Antonio, near 80 degrees, so no need for a jacket. A little muggy as well. And then the rain chance is pretty small at this point, 20%, but it is the wild card. And if one of those showers produces thunder and lightning, then that would be a time for you to bring the kiddos in briefly real quick. But again, that's an off chance, 20%. Rainfall itself is not going to be healthy. We're really only looking at maybe at most a 1/10 to a 1/4 of an inch of rain for those that get rain. So even though this is our best chance for rain in a while, it's not going to help with the drought situation. 30% on Thursday, 30% on Friday. Remember how I was talking about how there could be a cold front next week? Take a look at that. I extended the forecast to the next 8 days instead of the next 7 days so that you can see from Monday into Tuesday, we're getting good indications that our temperatures could at least drop into the 70s for highs next week. So there's a lot to be excited about in the forecast. We'll talk a little bit more about that potential cold front next week coming up in the next half hour.
Give the people what they want.
Yes,
I'm trying.
Thanks, Sarah.
All right, if you're heading out to cast your vote this election season, you might know what you need to bring with you, but what about the things you need to leave at home? Some do's and don'ts to keep in mind if you're making your way to the polls. Next. All right, so we've told you about Jesse Lutzenberger. He was arrested last week and charged with assaulting a poll worker. Deputies say that assault happened after an elderly poll worker asked Lutzenberger to remove a hat showing support for a candidate, something that's not allowed within 100 feet of any polling place in Texas. So that begged the question, how many voters know what you can and you can't wear when voting? So I went to a Bexar County polling location to find out. There are a lot of rules, and they've been around for a while. In Texas, it's been illegal to wear certain voting campaign gear here at the polls since 1986. But there are lots of new voters this year, and some people just didn't even know. So let's rehash. This sign is exactly 100 feet from the polling location. Media crews like us can't pass that sign with our cameras, and voters can't pass it wearing anything campaign related. That's political hats, shirts, buttons, or even masks. If you forget, just turn your shirt inside out and just leave the other stuff in your car. That includes signs.
It's my first time voting ever. I just turned 18.
Voters of all ages learning something new this election cycle.
I just recently became aware that we cannot wear any political gear or anything like that.
Other voters came in the know.
I think I've known basically as long as I've been able to vote.
And they are rules you don't want to break. If you refuse or resist, it's a Class C misdemeanor with a fine of up to $500. But the voters we talked to said it's not just about legal consequences.
And I think it's critical for our democracy.
I feel like no one should feel pressured to any which way whenever they're coming to cast their decision.
That person has the right to choose whoever he wants or she wants, and without a whole lot of influence.
And it's a good thing we're talking about this now, because once you get here, you can't look it up on your phone. You got to turn it off. One thing you can wear, one of these guys. Show off your voting sticker. If you don't, did you even vote? It's so true. Did you even vote if you didn't show the sticker?
It doesn't count.
It doesn't count. Go do it again. No, don't do it again.
Well, speaking of voting, the number of ballots cast in Bexar County during the 2024 general election is now well over 367,000. So here's a look at the least busiest locations yesterday. You can see Texas A&M San Antonio is at the top of that list. Also, these were the busiest. At the top, the Brook Hollow Branch Library. It has been in the top 5 consistently there since early voting began. So early voting runs through Friday, November 1st. Polls are open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So you can take a closer look at the list of the busiest voting locations on our website, KSAT.com.
People in areas hit by those back-to-back hurricanes are still feeling the impact, but they're not the only ones. Why you could see the change next time you're in the emergency room.
Well, she is a mom to a 4-year-old, and she has been missing for more than 3 months now.
Now her little boy is confused and misses his mother. Tonight, he's staying with his grandmother.
Our John Paul Barajas reports that his grandmother fears someone may have killed her daughter.
It's these moments of joy and spending time with his mom that little James misses most. Now more than 3 months since he or anyone else has seen his mom, Kate Varra, James is starting to ask questions.
He was like, where's mom? Because, you know, we're having a birthday party for mom and we're doing something for mom and mom's not here. He told me himself, he said, mom's missing. And I said, yes, baby. I said, mom is missing. And he was like, where's mom? And I said, I don't know where mom's at. I said, but we're going to find her.
Kate's mom and James's grandma, Valerie Mendoza, explains they celebrated Kate's 27th birthday without her September 8th.
Happy birthday.
She adds Kate had a substance abuse problem but was getting treatment at a Westside clinic to turn her life around. On August 6th, she went to her appointment.
She made it to her appointment. There was camera footage that she went and made it to her appointment and left. And then after that, no one has seen her since then.
Mendoza said after that, things get confusing. A friend of her daughter said he dropped Kate off at a random home near where Kate lived in the early hours of August 9th, but that Kate forgot her phone in his car.
And I'm like, well, why haven't you returned it? I even asked him what she was wearing when he dropped her off, and he couldn't even answer that to me. He would just go around in circles and say something else. And now no one can find him.
We're not naming that person because San Antonio police have not named him as a suspect. We have reached out for updates, but we're told there was none at this time. However, Mendoza says SAPD's homicide unit is now assisting their missing persons team in Kate's case.
Do you believe that she's still out there?
I feel that she's gone. With the stuff that they're saying, I feel she's gone, but regardless, I want her home.
She tells us people in the West Side neighborhood Kate lives in have started to speculate. For now, Mendoza has raised money for a $3,000 reward in hopes someone will come forward and tries to remain strong for James.
What's your favorite snack? You got snack time.
Juice?
Juice?
It's so hard because I never thought that this would be our life. For the people that are responsible, I'm never going to stop looking. I'm not. I'm going to keep looking, and then when I do find her, I'm going to get justice for her.
John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
All right, I want to bring everybody's attention to the fact that there are a couple of power outages on the northeast side of town, right around Wurzbach Parkway. You can see this is the CPS energy map. About 4,600 customers without power near the Morgan's Wonderland area and near the Woodstone neighborhoods. CPS saying that the cause is under investigation. We did see a heavier shower move through that area, and sometimes when an area goes a long time without rainfall, dust and buildup occurs on those power lines. So that could potentially be the reason, but of course we don't have that confirmed at all. There's not been any thunder or lightning with these showers moving through. Really just some quick splash and dash free car washes for some folks. One of our producers just sent me a video. There was some rain outside of the KSAT studios here in downtown. About 20% coverage of the showers throughout the rest of the afternoon. 86 for the high. Rain chances coming down a little bit this evening. It'll be in the low 80s, upper 70s later tonight. Now, as we look ahead to Halloween, do you guys remember last year? Last year was actually kind of chilly. Our high temperature was only 61 last year for Halloween. Well, this year we do have a 30% chance for storms during the day on Halloween. But as for trick-or-treating, our rain chances come down a little bit. I'll be back to walk you through your trick-or-treat need to know for those kiddos on Thursday night. Courtney, Stephanie.
All right, thank you so much, Sarah. Well, job openings fell to pre-pandemic levels in September. That's according to new data by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. There were an estimated 7.4 million unfilled jobs on the last day of September. That's a drop from August's 7.8 million openings. The number of job openings fell below economists' expectations of 7.9 million. The decline in job openings reflects a labor market that has slowed back to pre-pandemic pace after years of blockbuster growth. But despite slowed hiring, data shows workers still remain in demand.
Well, patients visiting emergency departments for dehydration or nausea are half as likely to get IV fluids as they were before Hurricane Helene. That's according to an analysis of health records by research firm Trevetta Research. Now, the storm caused flooding and damage at a North Carolina manufacturing facility that typically provides about 60% of IV fluids to hospitals across the U.S. The disruptions have led to multiple new shortages. To minimize the impact on patients, officials and professional organizations recommend developing strategies to conserve resources. Now, that includes finding substitutions such as Gatorade or Pedialyte when possible.
For the first time in 10 years, the American Stroke Association updated its guidelines for stroke prevention. They include regular exercise and following a healthy diet, specifically a Mediterranean diet. But for the first time, the guidelines state that popular weight loss drug and diabetes drugs can decrease the risk of stroke for people with diabetes and a high risk of heart disease. Women also being urged to monitor their blood pressure if they're pregnant or taking birth control. The guidelines also note those using hormones for gender-affirming care might be at a higher risk of stroke and should be monitored. The updated recommendations were published recently in the journal Stroke. Well, before you take your next flight, take a look at your new passenger rights. The rule change you need to be aware of still ahead.
And you remember over the summer a scheme involving Chase Bank ATMs that blew up on TikTok. So there were consequences. How the world's biggest bank is going after a handful of alleged fraudsters.
JP Morgan now going after customers after that viral trend. You might remember this one from TikTok. People deposited large checks that were fraudulent and immediately withdrew money before checks could bounce. A temporary glitch at the bank allowed them to withdraw much more than's usually advanced on checks that haven't cleared. Now JP Morgan is suing four customers. It says owe nearly $662,000 collectively. The bank says one of them owes $291,000. So far, none of them have paid back the money. Chase is also seeking legal fees and expenses from the defendants.
Well, U.S. airlines are now required to refund passengers for a significantly delayed or canceled flight. Some airlines previously gave out vouchers to passengers if problems occurred with their flight, but a new federal rule changed that, and airlines must give passengers cash refunds. The rule change comes just weeks before the busy holiday travel season gets underway. The airline industry had initially balked about that change, but a group of airline lobbyists says it now supports the refund rule.
Ooh, and that's happening a lot.
Yes.
especially with weather. But
honestly, I would rather have the cash than
it depends where you're flying.
I guess that's true.
Oh, no, stuff
hey,
is
speaking
expensive.
of flying, there's the San Antonio International Airport. We're seeing some dark clouds over the airport. There's one shower approaching the airport. If this shower can land on the airport's rain gauge, it would eliminate our 53-day rain streak without rain in San Antonio. So let's hope that happens. Otherwise, we've got a few passing splash and dash showers heading into the afternoon, about 20% coverage. Molds may go up tomorrow as a result of some of the spotty rain. Ragweed and pigweed, though, will likely stay low. The aquifer probably not going to go up from this very isolated rain. It's down 0.3 of a foot over the past 24 hours. Tomorrow, spotty showers as well for Halloween. A front approaches but stalls, giving us a chance for showers and storms during the day on Halloween. I'll have your trick-or-treat forecast and a more in-depth look at how we're eyeing a cold front next week. Details ahead.
Okay, so you were mentioning that the rain has to fall right on the
airport
monitor, or else we have to say 54?
Or else today would make 54 days without rainfall.
Well, I don't even want it to be that. Even though we see the rain, I want it to be officially we had rain.
Yes.
I do too.
Exactly.
And it's going to be close today, guys. So
okay.
Come
let's keep our
on,
fingers
airport
crossed.
rain.
And even if it's not today, we have a chance for a couple streamer showers in the next couple of days as well. So, but October is likely going to go down this October as either our hottest on record for San Antonio or our second hottest on record. And here's the reason why. Take a look at your screen. This is a calendar of October. Every single day, with the exception of 3 days, the 16th, 17th, and 18th, has been hotter than average. Hard to believe we've been at 90 degrees just a couple of days ago. That was false fall, right? Yeah. They were like, psych. Okay. Here's more heat and dryness for you. Yeah, exactly. But this is good news. I think there could be an end in sight for our extremely hot weather in San Antonio for this time of year. Our average high this time of year is 78. And even in the next couple of days, when we see a few chances for rain, we're likely going to be warmer than that, potentially warmer than by 10 degrees or so by Sunday and Monday. But look at next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. There are indications that our high temperatures could be in the 70s. A front is going to move through. And I even think there's a possibility that if the front ends up being stronger than what it's indicating right now, we could see temperatures in the 60s. It's a low-end possibility for the highs, but it is a possibility. So we'll keep you posted. Want you to keep tuning in as we get closer and closer to next week and get more forecast data. The first thing to know, though, is right now we do have some showers moving through. There's a good cluster of showers pushing into downtown San Antonio, right at 37 and 90 there, and then also near Calaveras Lake and Bronig Lake, one downpour falling in those neighborhoods as well. We have seen some isolated power outages up in this area near Wurzbach Parkway. I think there was just some heavy rain that fell in that area, and sometimes when there's brief heavy rain after a long period without rain, you can get some minor power outages. So we'll keep you posted about that. Here is the airport. Here's where we would need that rain to fall. And if I go ahead and put this in motion over the last 15 minutes, you can see that there was some rain that fell on the east side of the airport. Did that fall at the rain gauge? We'll keep you posted. That would help us to end our no rain streak. And as far as rainfall amounts go, we've seen in some areas up to about 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. It's been really streaky, only 20% for the rest of the afternoon, high temperature of 86. Rain chances do come up Wednesday night, Thursday, mainly during the first part of the day on Thursday because of this cold front that's right here across the part of the Rockies. That cold front is not going to move through San Antonio, but it is going to approach, and it's going to fire up a few showers and storms, especially by early Thursday morning and in the hill country. But then that front stalls out and doesn't make it through San Antonio, but in the evening it could produce some additional isolated showers. As far as temperatures on Halloween go, I think we'll still be warm, 84 in San Antonio, but cooler in the hill country. And then your trick or treat need to know, sunsets at 6:48. It's going to be warm and humid near 80, so no jackets needed for your kids. And then the wild card is a small chance for a shower or storm. We'll be able to provide you with an hour-by-hour forecast as we get closer. And don't expect much rain, even if you do get rainfall. At most, maybe 1/10 of an inch of rain to 1/4 in some of the luckiest of the neighborhoods. Looking at that extended forecast, again, we see temperatures ramp back up over the weekend, but then we're eyeing that cool front next week. We're going to have more news for you after the break.
From the streets to one of the biggest stages in the city.
A local artist shares his incredible journey where you can see his one-of-a-kind art, and SA Live's Jen Tobias Strutsky even got to create a masterpiece with him. Take a look.
His signature murals and art stand out amongst the streets of San Antonio, and his life is all about the arts. So we are so excited today to have Albert Gonzalez of Trebla Art here with us today. Welcome. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me out.
I'm glad to have you back. So first of all, let's start with talking about the beautiful pieces you brought behind us.
Yeah, so I've been working really hard the past 10 years now. This October marks 10 years that I've been a professional artist, and currently on the Wabi Sabi series, you've seen them on the streets, you've seen them on murals downtown, and currently I'm getting ready for the opening reception for my show at the Tobin Center.
That is amazing. Yeah. How long will the show run?
I believe it's going to be up for about 5 months, so you'll probably have to about next March to see the show.
Awesome to see you evolve from the first time I interviewed you years ago. And for those who don't know your story, you were living on the streets, right? Yep. Trying to do what you love.
Couch surfing, doing whatever I needed to do to survive off my art. And that was, at one point I was right there on the street corner by the Alamo trying to sell, a painting or whatever I could for $1 or more, whatever I could to get me a cup of coffee and a bus pass.
And now, how do you feel about your accomplishments?
You know what? I had this moment this morning. I was talking to my wife and son. My son's getting ready to have his second solo exhibition. He's 4 years old, and he's
4 years.
Yeah, and he's getting ready to have his second solo exhibition. A full circle moment, because my very first art show in my career was back in 2015 in October. October 10th is when it opened, and it came down October 11th. So
goosebumps.
Yeah,
wow.
It's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
I know. Okay, well,
real goosebumps. Yeah.
I love real goosebumps. I love this story. Now you also partner with schools, and this is why we have these nice coloring sheets here. Tell me about what you've been able to do with the kids and art in schools.
Yeah, so I partnered with my good friend Gilbert Martinez. He goes by For Real Art on Instagram, and I had this crazy ambitious idea to go to classrooms and to share my inspirational story, of following my dreams as an artist. And so I go in with these prints, and so they're all one of a kind in a way as far as the design. But I go in there talking to the kids, give them a chance to color in their own renditions of one of my paintings, and they get to keep them. So at the end of the day, it's like a keepsake, right? Like they hear my story, they color it in their own way, and now they have something to remind them about pursuing their own dreams and going after something that they believe in, and how at the end of the day, our stories aren't perfect, but it's all about the journey of it, and that's what the series is all about. And that's why I feel it's so important to go into schools and encourage the kids to go after what they believe in and what they're passionate about.
Now, is there any student that just really struck you, like a good memory of anybody that just like, wow, you speak to me?
Okay, so one of my old paintings that I did when I was first starting off, I had this moment where I was so frustrated because I was thinking, I need to sell something, and then I stepped back from it and I told myself, you know what, I need to paint stuff from the heart. And so what I ended up doing was destroying the painting with more paint, and I ended up writing on the canvas, work so hard that one day your signature will be called an autograph. And actually, when I was doing this project at one of the schools, this little girl came up to me after the workshop, and you could tell she was very shy. And she comes up to me, she says, "Mr. Gonzalez, can I have your autograph?" And I get goosebumps right now thinking about it. But thinking about what that moment meant, and why I wrote what I wrote back then, and to have that moment with her, and it was just so special. And I'm always hold that to my heart. And what was even funnier about it too is she asked me for my autograph. I signed her paper, and all the other little kids, "Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Gonzalez, can I get your autograph?" up, and I was like, okay, like this is so cool, and it was so special. So yeah, and all through the power of art and, you know, chasing my dream of, you know, wanting to be this professional artist that I am today. So, you know, again, thank you, Jen, for, you know, giving me the opportunity to share my story in the spotlight and get that message out to the rest of the city and the rest of the people.
Thank you, Albert. You're such an inspiration and so humble. Never change who you are. I love your journey. For more information and to keep up with him, because there's lots of events coming up, please follow him on his social media. We have all the information on our website, salive.com. Click the SC on SA Live tab. I'm going to keep coloring. This is so therapeutic. Thank you, Albert.
Also, I did a special thing on my website, SA Live. So, you know, the next couple of weeks, 15% off.
50% off your art? That's a big deal, guys. Go check it out. Thank you, Albert.
Alrighty, in the forecast, okay, on Halloween there is a 30% chance for a few showers and storms, but it's mainly during the first part of the day. We're saying the wild card is the possibility for an isolated shower during trick-or-treating, warming up into the weekend, and then next week we have a chance for a cool front.
I like the Halloween graphic with the cat. Also,
National Cat Day.
International Cat Day.
Happy Cat Day, Nora. Nora.